Kang Seong Jae, with Lee Ho-young's help, made japchae with wild pine mushrooms and completely captured the regiment commander's heart. Lee Ho-young also seemed to be stirred by something after tasting Kang Seong Jae's cooking. It looked like the two of them might meet in a cooking competition, and now, with the division commander's cooking contest being held in the next episode, the two strongest candidates for victory are finally going to face each other. Apart from that, the storyline about the dirty military food supply cartel also seems to be heading toward its end. Lee Min-gu, who was abandoned like a cut-off tail, may become an unexpected variable. The question now is whether Kang Seong Jae can save Ganglim Guard Post, which is on the verge of being shut down, through the cooking competition, and how the filthy military cartel will be taken down. With only the final episode remaining, let's go straight into the prediction for the next episode of The Legend of Kitchen Soldier. In the preview clip, the dishes that Team Kang Seong Jae will present were revealed. They are soy-braised beef, pan-fried meat patties, seasoned radish salad, rice, and sujibi. Kang Seong Jae is trying to win the division commander's military meal cooking competition in order to save Ganglim Guard Post from closure. His plan seems to be to make a strong impression on the division commander and stop Ganglim Guard Post from being shut down. Kang Seong Jae seems to have chosen the menu based on the strengths of his team members. To make use of Dong Hyeon's strong body, built through weight training, he chose sujibi. To make use of Kim Kwon-cheol's knife skills, he chose seasoned radish salad. As for the remaining dishes, soy-braised beef and pan-fried meat patties are likely dishes Kang Seong Jae can handle well by using the braising ability he gained from the Pomodoro Myeongsun mission and the frying skills he learned from the Marine Corps Tekbaki shop. However, once Kang Seong Jae meets the cooking genius Lee Ho-young at the competition, he seems to fall into panic. After tasting Lee Ho-young's duck confit at the officers' mess hall, Kang Seong Jae was deeply moved and realized that he had been a frog in a well. Now that he is meeting such an incredible master at the competition, it is only natural that Kang Seong Jae would feel intimidated. But Dong Hyeon and Kim Kwon-cheol will probably give Kang Seong Jae the courage to keep going until the end. Lee Ho-young is already a cooking genius with experience, winning a global cooking competition, so a competition at this level is something he can probably handle without much pressure. Still, in the previous episode, Lee Ho-young was clearly stimulated after tasting Kang Seong Jae's japchae. Because of that, Lee Ho-young might also feel slightly nervous after seeing Kang Seong Jae. But the biggest variable here will be the condition that they have to finish the dishes within 50 minutes. Because of that, Team Kang Seong Jae may struggle a little at the beginning. Even so, they will probably rely on the feeling they gained from intense practice and move step by step under Kang Seong Jae's command. Then Kang Seong Jae will come face-to-face with Lee Ho-young. The fact that Lee Ho-young is a 6-star level chef will put pressure on him, but Team Kang Seong Jae has something desperate driving them. They are determined to save Ganglim Guard Post. That desperation will likely be what decides victory or defeat. In the previous episode, Lee Ho-young scolded the juniors working with him at the officers' mess hall. He asked whether they had the same passion for cooking as Kang Seong Jae. So no matter how outstanding Lee Ho-young is as a chef, this is still a team battle, and teamwork will be the most important factor. That unity, built from the will to save Ganglim Guard Post and the trust they have in one another, will be Team Kang Seong Jae's greatest weapon. In the end, both teams will submit their finished dishes, and the division commander, regiment commander, and battalion commander will taste them one by one. They will probably taste Lee Ho-young's food first. After tasting Lee Ho-young's dish, filled with pride as a 6-star chef, the officers will be unable to hide their admiration. Naturally, they will think that first place belongs to Lee Ho-young. But after that, once they taste Team Kang Seong Jae's food, they may feel the warmth contained in it, the sincere wish to save their unit. This is where the main theme of the story will appear. Delicious food made with sincerity has the power to move people's hearts. The division commander's heart will be moved by the food made with desperation by soldiers whose guard post is facing closure. He will declare Team Kang Seong Jae the winner and may also order a reconsideration of Ganglim Guard Post's closure. Lee Ho-young will likely accept his defeat cleanly, congratulate Kang Seong Jae on his victory, and show the attitude of a true professional. That is how Team Kang Seong Jae will overcome the crisis of Ganglim Guard Post being shut down. Even though Team Kang Seong Jae seems to have moved the division commander and overcome the closure crisis, the military food supply cartel will not back down easily. In the previous episode, it was revealed that the battalion commander was the one directing the military cartel. He also showed his ruthless side by throwing Lee Min-gu away like a cut-off tail. Then he lured the naive Hwang Suk-ho and placed him in Lee Min-gu's position. To prevent the corruption from being exposed, he ordered Ganglim Guard Post to be shut down. To the cartel, losing one guard post does not matter. They can simply get rid of one post, choose another from the many remaining guard posts, and continue their corruption there. In other words, unless the roots of the military cartel are pulled out completely, the corruption will continue. Hwang Suk-ho received the battalion commander's order and passed down the command to Cho Yerin that the guard post would be shut down. However, he seemed to feel that something was not right. That is probably why he asked the battalion commander whether he truly knew nothing about Lee Min-gu's corruption. But since a mere company commander cannot refuse an order from above, Hwang Suk-ho seems to be trying to close his eyes to the truth and carry out the order. However, once Hwang Suk-ho finds out that Team Kang Seong Jae won the cooking competition, he may change his mind. He chose to bow to power and abandon the soldiers at the guard post, but the soldiers themselves stepped forward to save their post and even changed the division commander's heart. Realizing that will make him blame himself, he will then decide to stop the closure of the guard post for the sake of his company members. But since the battalion commander is on the verge of promotion to colonel, he will likely put enormous pressure on Hwang Suk-ho in order to reverse his decision. The regiment commander has already sensed corruption in the food supply budget and is conducting an investigation. If Ganglim Guard Post, which was at the center of the corruption, is not shut down and the investigation continues, the battalion commander will know that the trail may eventually lead all the way back to him. Another variable is Captain Lee Min-gu. In the previous episode, Captain Lee Min-gu falsely confessed during the investigation, claiming that everything was his own crime. But the investigators showed him footage of the battalion commander distancing himself from the case, and Lee Min-gu fell into confusion after seeing it. When the battalion commander ordered Lee Min-gu to confess, he promised that he would never abandon him. But if Lee Min-gu sees with his own eyes that the battalion commander is trying to escape responsibility, he may lose all trust in that promise. And if Lee Min-gu takes the blame for everything, he may not receive a simple disciplinary punishment. He could face a heavy punishment serious enough to force him out of the military. In the end, Lee Min-gu may confess everything in order to save himself, saying that it was not his crime alone and that he acted under the battalion commander's orders. However, the battalion commander has recorded evidence that Lee Min-gu framed Major Im Sung-bin. To argue that Lee Min-gu's testimony is tainted, the battalion commander may submit that recording and the situation could turn into a muddy fight. If that happens, the false accusations that Major Im Sung-bin took the blame for in the past may finally be exposed through the investigation, and Cho Yerin's injustice may also be revealed. If the division commander, who was moved by the food made by the soldiers of Ganglim Guard Post, joins this situation and lends strength to the investigation into the military cartel, then no matter how powerful the battalion commander is, he will not be able to escape the influence of a two-star general. In this way, the battalion commander and the others connected to the military cartel will be punished. The false accusations that Major Im Sung-bin and Cho Yerin suffered in the past will be cleared, creating a strong ending where good is rewarded and evil is punished. If Major Im Sung-bin has already left the military, he may return to service. Cho Yerin was also approaching discharge, but she may be selected for long-term service and continue her military career. Or she may choose to leave the military honorably. After helping punish evil and playing a major role in protecting Ganglim Guard Post, Kang Seong Jae will probably appear again after some time has passed, now as a sergeant close to discharge. On the day before his discharge, he may use every ability he has built up so far to prepare a buffet-style meal that deeply moves everyone at the guard post. By achieving all the required stats to become a legendary kitchen soldier, he will complete his final job advancement. Kang Seong Jae's status window ability may not disappear. Instead, at the moment of his discharge, he may receive a new quest to become a world-class chef, allowing him to continue walking the path of a cook. If that happens, could there even be room for a second season? Over the past episodes, the legend of Kitchen Soldier has delivered all kinds of entertainment through absurd reactions, exciting conflicts, and emotional storytelling. Now, next week will already be the final episode. It was a drama that people could watch comfortably while laughing, and I think many viewers probably felt the same way. After the final episode airs, I will also upload a review video for The Legend of Kitchen Soldier. Please don't forget to come back, and let's talk about all kinds of things in the comments.